The following contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
I love staying in hotels, though. I use like 9 towels a day. I don't know why I get so greedy. I'm like, that touched the ground. I'm going to need a new one in here. Which is weird, because when I'm at home, I use 1 towel for like 19 months. I'm like, I just washed the kitchen with that one. Yeah, it's got another side. I just don't like doing laundry. Laundry freaks me out. I just realized unless you do it naked, you are never totally done.
You're crazy, man. You're a loser. Playoffs?
It's the Marc and Lowell Show.
The Marc and who?
Starring the meteorologist who does it for the viewers.
Smell!
Lowell Meltzer.
Can you get out of here?
And the man who rides the coattails of his friends and family. Marc Ronick.
Hey guys, there's enough with the amplifier.
And now, here they are. Radio's equivalent of a dial-up connection.
Hello, boys.
Marc and Lowell.
Hello and welcome, everybody, to the Marc and Lowell Show. I am your host, Marc Ronick, and here with me, as always, my co-host, Lowell Meltzer. Hello, Lowell.
Hello. Wow. Hey, same room.
In the same room. Always awkward.
Hey.
It's so funny because we were sitting here probably talking for about an hour before the show. Nothing was awkward, but now all of a sudden you turn the mics on and we start the show, and it's a little awkward sitting across from you.
A little awkward.
Well, it's out of your zone.
Right. Normally, we would be Skype to Skype doing this show, so I am actually in the Lowell Meltzer studio.
Yes, and we've rigged it up.
We've rigged it up. We had a little technical glitches here and there, but we fought through, and we've got our good friend Jonah Berger here. Hello, Jonah.
Say, brothers, what's happening?
How's it going? How was both of you guys? How was your Valentine's Day this year?
What's Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
And that was going to be my question: is it kind of fizzling out now at this point?
Not for me.
Of course.
Right. Rose petals and candles.
Well, because they're all
No.
in baby zone right now.
Settle down.
Yeah.
No, settle down now. Heart-shaped pizza and flowers.
You delivered to her.
Yeah, like she was working all day, and I had a long day, man. I mean, a long day.
Yeah.
But on my way home from my long day, in the nick o' time, I got home 2 minutes before she did, and got the flowers cut and in the vase,
Nice.
and got the heart-shaped pizza open so she'd see it when she came in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get all like, ooh, Valentine's Day is coming, and like decorate the house or nothing. But I do every year. I'm like, I don't really care. And then I'm like, yeah, but it'd be kind of nice to get something for her, you know?
And Lowell, what did you do? Anything for her?
Nope.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
All right.
Really?
Nope.
Not a card?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Not a card?
Nope.
Her to you? Nothing?
Nope. Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you just? Oh,
We
Marc
just
did
don't.
something.
We just don't.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
waste.
getting to a point for me where it does feel just kind of silly now. I don't know why.
We went out to dinner last night.
Okay,
Friday
and
night.
celebrated.
And celebrated.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay, so you did something. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a day
Something.
later. Okay.
Yeah, a day later. Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like it's fizzled, but for me, I felt a little extra pressure to make it something nice because it's our first as
Right.
a married couple.
Married.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to kind of acknowledge the Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I got her, and we have no sponsorship with them yet, but I will give them a plug anyway. I think it was on Instagram, I saw an ad, just one of those random Instagram ads you see, for this company called lovebook.com.
Okay.
Love book.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, the ad looked interesting. It looked something to do with customizing. And I was like, all right, let me check this out. And that is exactly what it is. It is like you are designing your own children's style book, but you're making it
From your love story.
If you want. And they actually even help you as far as giving you suggestions for types of pages. So you could theoretically, if you weren't creative, you could just pull They're stock pages, but you can customize your character, so there's like a little character Marc and a little character Amy.
Oh, God. Please don't tell me you bought this.
Did you make Marc good looking? Was he cool?
Oh, he was very cool.
I
yes.
bet he was so cool.
It touched Amy. She was very touched by it. So it worked. You can make fun all you want, Lowell.
Very touched.
But it worked.
Touched by an angel.
I bet Amy was touched in many ways.
It was all the different ways that I love Amy. That was each page was a different way why. As I say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I'm a romantic, but I'm about to puke.
Yeah. Puke.
Yeah.
Puke. Amy, let me count the ways that I love you. As my character walks down a dusty road, there's a fork in the road.
You gotta know your audience, man.
Yeah.
You chose the audience.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it was really good, and Amy really liked it. And I hope they're a sponsor. Now, I'm not going to play this for them, though, because I don't think we'll get their
they might
sponsorship.
not like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool because you design this whole book, and you make it unique. You make it your own, and you send it out, and you get it. And it's nice hardback bound book. You get up to 100 pages that you can customize. It's really cool.
What do you think you'll look at more, that or your wedding album?
Well, we haven't even done our wedding album yet.
We haven't either, for that
Because you
matter.
get that, you spend all that money on
I
that
know.
wedding album, and it's on the shelf.
Yep. We just told our photographer we didn't even want one. We would just make our own at some point.
Yeah, you make your own is
get the
exactly
proof.
right.
Yeah. We got the proofs. So
We got the proofs.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When my parents, for example, we look at their wedding album from time to time. That's when it gets good, is when you're old and crusty. And they're
Owled. When you're owled.
Yeah, old and crusty. And then your family can look at it like, that's cool. It's posterity.
I was looking, I saw this article online about this dude, his Twitter user. He was bacon flavoring, at bacon flavoring. This guy, he decided to do an experiment. He went to Outback Steakhouse on Valentine's Day by himself and pretended that he was stood up. And wanted to see if he could get a free meal out of being stood up, right? I'll summarize, but basically he gets there and he's got this whole story down. He's telling the waitress how excited he is to see, he's made up a name for her, and he was telling the woman about, the first time he met her, and, just giving this whole love story. And as the night goes on, he's ordering more drinks and nobody's there with him. And he says people throughout the night are constantly looking over at him, just wondering what's going on.
Right.
But looking.
Yeah. And he said that eventually a couple at the bar offered to buy his dinner.
Oh, so it worked.
Nice.
So it worked. And he accepted the dinner. And side note, according to the article, he donated $50 to a charity, in place of that dinner.
So it was just for investigative
It was really,
journalism.
yes, it wasn't just to get a free meal.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's a pretty interesting experiment.
Yeah.
15-year-old Lowell and Jonah are right now thinking, ooh, that would have been smart every year since I was 15.
Yeah.
Right, at Bennigan's.
Go to Bennigan's for some
Yeah,
buffalo
some
shrimp.
Bennigan's. Can I get another order of buff shrimp since I'm going to be by myself?
Sir, that's your 8th order?
Yeah, 8th order. Oh, man, I could go to work. I'm sorry to dwell,
No,
but I could go
please.
to work on some buff shrimp right now.
I know we've told these stories long ago, but yes, we used to, the three of us used to chow down on some buffalo shrimp from Bennigan's.
And I do mean chow down. Marc was like a Starbucks orderer after a year of that.
Well, I worked there too. I worked
Sauce
there.
on the side.
Sauce
all
on the
that.
side,
Yeah.
extra crispy. Can I get 17 shrimp, not 16, please? And I'm going to need 3 napkins. Not 2, not 4. I need 3 napkins, please.
And we'd always 2 baskets each.
Yeah, 2 baskets, 2 sides of chilled blue
Sometimes
cheese.
3, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes 3.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, where's our snack?
What snack?
Speaking of food,
it's
let me
right
go
there.
get that. Hold on a second.
You got to
tell Jonah.
Yeah, Marc got this really cool snack at the at the It's Sugar. It's a box of cereal marshmallows, but it's the chocolate marshmallows, like from remember when like
Count Chocula.
yeah, like Count, but they're in the shape of like Rice Krispies used to have one that had marshmallows in it.
Yeah, they're like mini marshmallows.
They're like mini marshmallows, yeah.
These are, the whole box is
Here,
the schmellos?
I'll show you, Jonah, on the Skype.
See, it's a whole box of marshmallows.
The nuggets, the little turdlings.
Yeah,
It's
little
called-
rabbit turd.
The rabbit toads.
It's called Cocoa Marshmallow Madness, and it even has the little bubble in the corner here that says absolutely no nutritional value added. But it does say no more picking cereal out of your marshmallows. So we are going to try this because, Count Chocula, we have always said, was our favorite cereal growing up.
Right.
Really?
And a lot of it's because of those chocolate marshmallows. Now, these aren't, like you said,
I
the
like
shape.
Count Chocula, but the one complaint we
I was
had...
a blueberry.
But, the one complaint we had about those cereals is they never had enough marshmallows.
Right.
Lucky Charms has a lot of marshmallows.
Lucky Charms knows.
Lowell is
knows
popping
what's
them in.
up.
Lowell's popping them in right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
These are...
Are they fresh? That was my one concern. Would they be fresh? Oh, yeah, nice and crunchy.
Oh, these are good, man.
I pour a bowl of those with a little milk. Get a bowl.
Grab these and
Yeah.
give them a try. You think Reed will like these, Lowell?
Yes.
Hey, Lowell, do you think Rita like these pellets of sugar?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Perfect. They're like hot chocolate flavored marshmallows.
Yeah.
Oh, yummy.
Throw those
God
in some hot
forbid, you
chocolate.
should have thought ahead and sent a box out so we could enjoy this moment together. But no, because I'm out here, Marty says no.
I just
Marc,
saw these.
You should have thought of that before you bought the...
Yeah, Mark.
Before you
listen,
pushed them.
pal.
Before you pushed them. Oh, my back! My back! My back!
Go back about 2 or 3 episodes, you'll hear exactly what Lowell's talking about.
My back!
Jonah, now, did you see, I know Lowell obviously knows this, did you see we have a new producer?
I did see. In fact, I think I commented on her welcome.
Oh, yes, you might have.
Facebook post.
Yes, I think you
But
did.
I have not communicated with her directly. I think she and I need to have a conversation so that she understands how to edit me the where is her motivation kind of vibe,
No,
the
you will
history
not-
of how
you will
I'm
not
left
be-
out
you will
since the
not be
show
speaking
began.
to
Yeah.
He's not allowed.
You were not speaking
Yeah.
to her.
If you're smart, you'll give me no access to this girl.
Let me get these marshmallows out of my mouth.
Hey, don't bogart the marshmallows,
Oh, sorry.
dude.
Sorry about that. Yes, Hannah Pierce will be our producer. She and I are already working on some projects for this show, some things that we'll actually do episode by episode, but also some other side projects, Marc and Lowell related. So
That's awesome.
very excited. Yeah, very excited for her. And she was from the short-lived Justin Schlegel podcast, the Bad Habits podcast. So she kept in touch, reached out, and said, I would love to get back involved with some podcasting. So we got to talking, and yeah, we've got an actual producer now.
What does she do? What's her gig?
That's straight off the tape.
That is straight
Yeah.
off the tape. So she works for the radio station in Baltimore, 98 Rock. She does assistant producing stuff there.
So it's her gig.
Yeah, I mean, this is what she does for a living, and
Cool.
she'll probably help us out when she's not doing her actual full-time job.
Right.
Yeah, so, but, hey, that's what we've all been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Lowell, you
Yeah.
told me that you were saving a story to tell me for the show about a mouse.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
So
Where do I
to,
start?
I need to know. All you said was for the show, a mouse.
All right, so yeah, this is good, and I'm still traumatized over it.
Okay.
All right. So in the winter, sometimes we've lived in this house. It's new construction. We lived in this
Right.
house about 3 years. Sometimes in the winter, like a rogue mouse will get into the house because they're super hungry
Yeah.
and they're cold, and they figure out a way to get in.
And new areas, new construction
Right.
areas, you'll always find some mice.
Right. So I have set traps, and the first time I did it, totally caught a mouse in there.
In your
the
storage area
Storage
there.
area. And it's a sad scene when you see it.
Yes,
the
I
mouse
know.
is
It's
like
the waste.
I know.
it's like eyes open, dead,
yeah.
blood.
Do
Like,
you know?
yeah.
Oh, I hate to tell this story, but I feel like there was a story of when my dad once caught a mouse. This was years and years ago when they had like the sticky traps.
Oh yeah.
You know, that are now not the humane way
They're
of
not
doing.
humane. Yeah,
But back then, that was what a lot of people used, and I think that we figured out that one of the mice that got stuck there like gnawed its feet off.
Oh, God.
To get out.
oh my God.
I mean, just the horror.
This story is going along the lines of that.
Yeah,
So we got back from vacation and noticed, there was evidence of a mouse in the closet upstairs. One of the bags of chips had been nibbled on.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, no sweat. We'll go get more traps, catch our mouse, and be on it was our yearly mouse.
Right.
So I set up the traps. All right. I set 3 in the basement and 1 in the upstairs in the closet.
Okay.
But what I did this time, which was a mistake, is I overbaited the traps. So when you overbait, when you overbait the trap, I read online because they can lick. Because if you overbait it, they can lick it all off
without
the trap going off. So go upstairs, I looked, and the next morning I look. 1 in the closet, all the bait was licked off, trap not tripped.
Wow.
Storage room, all the bait licked off, trap not tripped.
Peanut butter?
Peanut butter, yeah.
Okay.
All the bait licked off. And then I know I set one by the door over there, okay?
Yeah.
So I go over there to look. The trap's not there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God, he walked away with the trap stuck to him?
Wait, it's really bad. So
Oh, no.
Oh,
so I'm like, where the fuck is the trap? What is I know I set one here.
Right. And then you're
went-
worried like the kids got it or something.
What's going on here? And then I look over
Yeah.
and about 3 feet away from it, because I was stunned that I didn't see it.
Right.
3 feet away from it is the trap, and the mouse's body looks like it's like
Oh my God.
in 2 pieces, but still together.
Oh no.
And it's still alive, but it like can't move.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and it can't move. I can see it's still alive.
Oh,
but it can't move.
Oh my God! How do you know it's alive? Because you can see it breathing?
I can see its hands were like kind of moving a little bit, and its eyes were blinking.
Oh my God!
So it must have gotten like its body in the trap and somehow like got out of it. But like internally, I don't know what was going on with this mouse.
Oh, why?
Yeah, no, I know. So I went upstairs and I got some bags.
Yeah.
And I put the mouse in the bag, folded it over, and I opened up the door to the hard concrete with my boot and stomped it. Yeah, put it out of its misery.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
To put it out of its misery. And I was like a little distraught over the whole thing.
No.
I was like, these traps are supposed to be humane.
Yeah.
You know? It's supposed to be one
once
quick
was a mouse.
snap and it's over.
Right.
And this thing was like suffering, so I put it out of its misery.
Well, good for you, Lowell.
and then now I'm scarred
I'll be
for
right
life.
back. I'm
Yeah.
going to get some peanut butter for the babies.
Yeah.
I'll be right back to raise you and be your father for the rest of your little mouse days.
That's like what because there's this book that we read to Sloan during Christmas called The Gingerbread Mouse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Allie, I think the gingerbread mouse.
I killed the gingerbread
I killed
mouse.
the gingerbread mouse. Like, I felt terrible, but it was like, you know,
I mean, what can you do?
I had to put it out of its misery.
Yeah, you can't. What? You're not going to let it just sit and suffer.
No, I stomped
Right.
it, and hopefully with the one shot it was over.
We get an annual mouse. We usually have a mouse a winter.
Really?
Yeah.
Not this year yet. We're on a good streak. I'm probably just ruining.
Those traps are supposed to snap it and it's over. So then I read online, I'm like, why didn't the traps go off? And they're like, if you overbait it, which I did, I put a too big of a glob of.
Yeah. Right.
So
Now
I know.
When you see a mouse in your home, how do you guys react? Because I would say, if you asked me out of context if I'm scared of mice, I would say, no, I'm not scared of a mouse. If you put one on me, I wouldn't be running for my life or anything. I'd be fine. maybe a little uncomfortable, but it's fine. But if you just see one in your house when you're just chilling, watching TV or something,
it snaps you instantly out of your false vibe that you live alone. Because there's bugs, there's all kinds of critters in your house.
Right.
But the fact that you don't see them makes it okay. And then all of a sudden you see something move across your living room, you're like, it pops your bubble. You're like, oh man, there's something here.
I will jump up from the floor and jump on the couch if I see a mouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Not me.
I don't like
I've seen it enough now that I'm like, whatever. I don't like it, but I'm like, oh God, I just saw one. It's more like bummer.
I don't know. Is that more, or is if it like you're sitting there in your living room watching TV, and all of a sudden you notice out of the corner of your eye like a huge like spider on the wall?
Yeah, see spiders.
Ooh, that sucks. Ooh, I don't like the spiders.
Yeah. Out here, knock on wood, I haven't seen one, but apparently there's some pretty big spiders out here. Sometimes
wolf spiders.
Yeah, I've seen one in the garage or two, but like,
give me a mouse any day.
Yeah, these kind of spiders, it's like you can't like take a tissue and get it.
No, right. That's like, a shoe requirement.
Yeah.
You need a paper towel
or a spray.
Yeah.
Or a spray.
The spray is a little more clean.
Yeah,
but no, spiders don't bother me as much.
Oh, I hate spiders.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not a fan.
I do not like spiders.
Not a fan.
We had a few beehives on the outside of our house when we first moved into this house.
Yeah,
and man, I'm talking double barrel, 2 of them bottles of that 18-foot spray, and the second I realized I had gotten it, I just stand there for 10 minutes and soak that bad boy, man.
Right,
right in the hole.
Around with bees.
Yeah,
wasps. They were wasps.
Oh yeah, the wasp nest.
But you didn't want to. Man, I don't know. I would probably have called someone to do it.
Depends how big it is.
Yeah,
depends how big.
It wasn't that big.
Yeah,
but they're mean. They're mean.
Oh yeah,
they're mean.
That's why I would consider calling somebody if it was big
to
enough.
remove it. Yeah.
Also, isn't it like you have to wait till it's the evening time or something to spray those?
Or is that
nests
hornets or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, hornets.
Yeah.
All right, Jonah, what was that thing that you wanted to tell me about?
What was I going to tell you about? The swamp ass.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, what was that? Because you were like, now, Mark, don't think it's a big story.
Yeah,
it's
well,
because
Mark calls, Lowell, as you know, Mark calls and he's like, okay, you remember that story, that quick tidbit you told me about 8 years ago?
Yeah.
That's got to be one of our main stories for today's show. So I hope you're ready to tell a 10-minute story. I'm like, dude, it was like a funny comment I made like forever ago.
No. You texted me 2 weeks ago and you said, swamp ass. That was the text. And I just,
oh, yeah, that's right.
And I put a question mark. And I'm like, I'm sorry? And then you said it's something for the show. So I was looking forward to it, and I just wanted to jog your memory that we didn't get to it last week, so I wanted to get to it this week.
All right, well, I'll tell you what I remember of it, but I will say for the future, try to grab those, like, work it in the next week that I'm on the show, because I forget stuff
I know, but we
easy.
we had your childhood cassette tapes to play on the last show.
Which
Yeah,
I feel we
Touche.
didn't play enough of, by the way.
You feel like
I feel
we
like
need
there's
more?
Agreed.
there's more gems on there, I feel.
All right, then we'll have to have a part 2, volume 2 coming soon.
Are you kidding? Part 3, 4, and 5. There's piles of gold.
Yeah, there's some more stuff on there.
Now, you said that, but here's the thing, though, Jonah, is I think you may have taped over some of it.
Oh, of course he did.
Because that was that whole Camp Ramblewood radio thing where I found you making your dedication to your camp girlfriend. It was the same tape.
Taught me how to take a chance.
Yeah, it was the same tape.
Interesting.
So
no, but I wouldn't have taped over it. I don't know. Who's to say?
Let's look.
Yeah, and
oh yeah, take a chance.
Yes.
Yeah,
Who taught me
how
to take a chance.
Take a chance. What chance was I taking when I was 15? What chance?
Dedicate this song to a special person out there. One who's made this summer for me one of the best ones of my entire life, and who's taught me the lesson of not being afraid to take a chance. You're very special to me, Jodi, and I want this song to be to you. Oh,
Was that Sammy?
That's Sammy in the background. Oh, Jonah.
Wait, and then the best summer of your life turns into the worst.
Yeah.
The last night.
Yes. Well, you go back and listen to our last episode to get those details.
You want to hear a funny thing about Jodi Brown? Jodi Brown and I think the first time we start kissing, like making out in camp, I'm like, 14 and a half years old, and we were right by the jungle gym on Girls Hill. I don't know if you remember. There was like a little swing set with a little climb up bars
I
or
remember.
whatever.
Yep.
And we start smooching, and she's probably like the third person I ever kissed in my whole life. And she literally stops me about a minute in and goes, dude, you're doing it wrong. Taught me how to kiss. I've always told her that. I was like, thanks, man. It was really harsh the way it happened. When it was that in that moment, but she told me I was a bad kisser and taught me.
Wow.
I appreciated that.
Pretty good.
That was good feedback.
She was pretty fast, huh?
For 14 and a half, I would say.
Yeah, she was.
All right, so back to your swamp ass.
Oh, yeah.
So I think what I recall about the swamp ass, it's a small example of, and Megan might correct me because I'm just remembering it Jonah style, but it's a small example of what true love is really all about, because I was sitting, if I remember correctly, on the couch, and Megan does the laundry. She's on laundry in our house. She's like separating the laundry and like putting the piles together, and she goes, "Oh God!" And I go, "What?" And she comes out, and she's holding a pair of my boxer briefs inside out.
Oh God!
With skids. Skids.
I mean, 3 different skids.
It looked like an 18-wheeler had skidded off the road.
Literally 3 different streaks of brown, baby.
Oh boy!
And I'm like, what are you gonna do in that moment? But just start laughing and be like, all right, well, this is as embarrassing as it gets. And she goes, oh, it's all right. I still love you, baby. And she turns around and goes back in and keeps doing the laundry. And I'm like, that is love.
With your stink.
That is love.
Oh.
Not only does my woman and I not have any secrets from each other, but she can see the skids and be like, oh, that's all right, baby. I know. It's okay. I love you anyway. That, my friends, is a good
Lowell, who in your house does the laundry?
Allie does it.
Yeah, see, Amy does mine too. That's interesting that they all do it, because there's no reason why they should.
But I've always done my own laundry. I've always said to her, I'm happy to do it. She genuinely is like, no, I like doing the laundry.
Oh, Amy doesn't like it.
No, Allie does not like doing the laundry.
Oh, Megan loves
what?
I don't
the
know.
act of it.
I don't know if that's
but
true.
She genuinely. Oh, boys, I'm telling you, she loves cleaning up after me. I'm telling you, it brings her joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I cannot picture Megan like on her way home from work. I can't wait to do the laundry.
I'm telling you, she enjoys. She doesn't always enjoy the act of doing laundry. She enjoys being in control of the laundry of the house. Like it's one of her It's one of her things. Cooking, for example. She cooks. She's a great cook, but I love doing the cooking. I love to cook. That's my happiness.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember Allie was like, she's you feeling all right?
After doing your laundry?
Are you okay?
You need some Pepto?
I don't know. Either I'm actually much cleaner than you guys normally, or Amy just doesn't say anything.
No, Allie doesn't say anything, but like once in a while she'll say something like to the tune of, and I never complain about cleaning your duty stained underwear.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't have duty stained underwear. I always check.
I never check.
Clearly.
I never check, but it's not surprising. I have a swampy ass. I'm willing to admit it. I can't deny it. I have a swamp.
You need to get a bidet.
See, I was knowing Jonah, I would think you would be, if you saw a streak, you would just throw out the underwear.
Right.
Yeah, well, I've thrown out my share, champ. Let me tell you me. I've thrown out my share. Sometimes in public restrooms.
Haven't we all?
Haven't we all? Is exactly right.
There is a point of no return.
Oh yeah, there is.
I think it is partially diet, because I still to this day eat like crap. So if I ate better, I move better when I'm eating better. Let's just put it. My movements are more in flow, but I don't eat great. And then I honestly think that the way I wipe my butt, because of the way my hands are, because of my disability, does not completely take care of all the business it needs to.
That's why you need...
Yeah, you need a Toto toilet bidet.
Yeah, or one of those
What's
attachments
a Toto toilet?
that Dan had gotten Amy that
the
time.
attachments that go...
What's an attachment?
You can get these things that attach to your toilet. They're bidets, and they'll clean your ass for you.
They squirt water in your area.
Yeah, but here's the thing with bidets. I've always wondered, like, I don't need that area to be wet and swampy. Like, does it spray hard enough that it truly cleans your butthole?
Well, it does, but you still want to get in there a little bit after.
Right.
Do you wipe first and then bidet? Do you bidet and then you wipe?
Well, it depends. You could do it however makes you most comfortable. I would say first a bidet and then a wipe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then it's all wet and poop.
No, then you dry.
Yeah, then you dry. You're drying it more.
How you're like patting it instead of wiping
it? You never
But,
know.
all right, to be frank,
look it up.
Let's say you have a diarrhea, such-a-rhea.
Okay.
And then you bidet. It's not like bideting after a clean toilet.
Just like if you take your Jeep out into the rough terrain, sometimes there's extra cleaning that needs to be done.
Covered in brown paint.
All right, do you understand where I'm coming from here?
Right.
We're getting way off course here.
All right, yeah. But anyway, my woman loves me. She can laugh at my doot stains. And that, my friends, I've waited a whole lifetime for.
Yeah. So listen to this. Amy was in New York on business, all right, just I think last week. And she stopped in, I think she said she had to stop by a CVS, all right? She had to get something. She's waiting in line, and there's somebody being helped, and then there's someone in front of her, and she's second in line. The clerk checks out the woman in line, and then the next person is called up, and the clerk yells, "Following?" And and everybody kind of looks around, and then the clerk goes, "Following?" And so the guy in front of Amy just kind of slowly walks up to the clerk, and they do their transaction, and he's on his way. And then Amy's next in line, and following. And then Amy is just standing there, like, looking around. And then the clerk looks at her and goes, "Following."
Like, mad?
Yes. And so Amy walks up and just kind of...
I don't get it.
She's, like, starting to pay and walking away. She doesn't know whether or not, what this whole thing's about, whether or not to ask what the hell is going on. She's just like, all right, whatever. She decides she's just going to leave, but... As she's leaving, again, the person behind her is
following.
And the clerk is yelling, "Following." And the woman who's next is kind of looking at Amy, and Amy's looking at her. And so Amy just turns to the clerk and says, "If you're calling for the next person, I think you need to use a different terminology."
Leave it to Amy. That's awesome.
And sure enough, that's what it was. Instead of yelling, I guess, next,
he was saying following.
Right.
The following.
Have you ever heard?
Were they foreign?
No, she said they were not foreign.
Following does not make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Or following the next person?
Right, following next person. Even
following directions. Following.
I'd never heard of something like that before. I see. Now we are in Lowell's studio, which is in the basement, right outside of the playroom.
Oh, perfect.
And Reed has
got some marshmallows.
Woken up from his nap here.
Did you get a good nap?
Ah, perfect.
I got some marshmallows. You want to try them?
Hey, children! I have Uncle Markle has a box full of marshmallows for you.
Reedy, come here.
Come
no
check
wonder
out
you're
my
their
marshmallows.
Favorite. Yeah.
What do you think, Reed? What do you think of the? You like? Oh, he's giving me a thumbs up. He's afraid to talk.
That's all right.
He just woke up from a nap.
I
so
understand.
You know how that
I know.
goes.
Reed, I'm going to come up in just a few minutes. Okay, will you wait for me up there?
Yeah, we'll be right up. All right, buddy. Okay, and that will do it.
Yeah, but first,
Ladies and gentlemen, here's what Marc and Lowell are into this week.
This is also something that we've been holding on to. You have had an into this week. You probably don't even remember it anymore.
I don't even remember it anymore. Oh, wait.
Well, I'll tell you mine. You want me to tell you mine?
Oh, I remember it.
Oh, you want to go first?
No, go. I remember.
All right. I finally watched recently on Netflix the documentary The Bill Murray Stories, Life Lessons Learned from a Mythical Man.
Good?
It was fantastic.
I gotta tell you,
I told Jonah he should watch it.
I'm sorry to cut in, but Mark called Megan and I and was like, I have a recommendation for you guys, told us all about it. We both love Bill Murray. So we're like, we're gonna watch it. And of course, a week or so goes by and I'm like, we are never home with enough time to watch something together.
Right.
And finally on Monday, I just watched it on my own. It's awesome.
So it's basically trying to get to the bottom of all these random stories you hear of Bill Murray just popping up at people's parties or at a baseball game, just sitting down with a group and then just hanging out with them for the rest of the night, or crashing a wedding. And this is a documentary of this guy who's just obsessed with trying to understand what's going on. Are the stories true? Why is Bill Murray doing it if they are true? And it's just fascinating.
Does he interview Bill Murray?
No, he never gets to. But there's a whole thing about him
he
trying
says hi
to.
to Bill Murray.
Yes.
So what does he interview people that
the people that have had it based on social media, and they put out their pictures of them with Bill Murray. And a lot of these stories end up going viral. So he tracks down all these people
all over the world. He goes around the world.
Yeah.
Like other countries.
Wow.
And like tracks down the big popular ones and finds out that not only are they true, but gets all the details behind it. And what's cool is that they all have the same thing in common, which is that he's just himself. He's like this normal dude.
Just hanging out with them. He's not, doing any, he's not being a celebrity.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
He's just hanging out.
I got to
That's
watch
one
this.
everyone
Yeah,
to go
I want to
crazy.
see it. I want to see it.
Fantastic documentary. And
if you didn't love him already,
right,
good Lord,
right,
he's the best.
And they never really do explain why, except that they think it's just he's all about wanting to bring happiness and positivity to people. And he knows that he does that just by coming and hanging out. And it's just become his thing now. It's really crazy. So,
wow.
But what's interesting is that everyone in every one of the different stories, it's like a story they have for the rest of their life. That's what everyone keeps saying. For Bill Murray, it's just another Saturday. But for whatever people who are at the party that he just shows up to and ends up doing dishes in their kitchen while they're all having a party, like... For them, it's like a lifetime story. But for him, it's a way to pop the bullshit bubble of fame and like hang out with real people and just be yourself and be organic. Like, it's so cool. It was a really neat documentary.
Yeah, it's only like an hour and 10 minutes.
All right, I got to watch that. I have to watch that.
Yeah. And so what was yours?
So I was at Chick-fil-A the other day.
Yeah.
And I wanted something sweet for like dessert.
Mm-hmm.
They have a thing. What do you want, Reedy? You want more
Reed is
marshmallows?
back.
Reed's back.
I wonder if Reed wants more of the box of marshmallows.
So they have a thing on their menu called frozen coffee.
Okay.
And it's their ice cream.
Okay.
It's their ice cream with coffee and ice and blended in a thing. And it's like a sweet frozen
So it's like
coffee.
a Frappuccino.
It is, but it's more like it's like a milkshake.
Okay.
But it's a little looser than a milkshake.
Okay, got it.
But it's like that consistency.
Like Jonah's underwear.
Right. But it was fantastic. The Chick-fil-A frozen coffee. I was like, I would get 1 million of these.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
So good.
Delicious.
So good.
And by the way, their app, honorable mention to the Chick-fil-A app, is very handy.
Yeah, and you get free, you get points.
Points on it, yeah. And I like their pickup. You can do the curbside pickup now.
Yes, right. You can order it on your phone, and it's there when you get to
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, because that's helpful.
Can I add something to the previous discussion? Because we kind of jumped away from it before I got to throw this in. The Amy in line at the store.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Megan told me when I mentioned to her that was going to be a topic on today's show, and she said she heard a news story recently where two women were in line at a grocery store or something like that, and the one woman in front farts.
Oh, yes.
And the woman behind her called her out on it, and the woman in front who just farted got pissed off and pulled a knife out, and they had to call security, and they arrested the woman for having a knife.
Right.
Yes, I have heard about that. And actually, I think I might have heard it on the 98 Rock Morning Show. I think they were telling that story.
See, that's why you do self-checkout.
Right. So true.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I would love to hear someone else fart in line, but I would never be like, damn, you just farted.
Right.
You know, come on.
Right.
All right, and also honorable mention, by the way, to the Friar Festival documentary. If you haven't seen that yet, the Fire Festival.
What is it?
Is that the one where the thing went wrong?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see that too.
You have got to see that one.
I want to see that too.
What is it?
It's this guy was going to have this huge musical festival in the Bahamas, right?
Yes.
It was like one of these VIP events where you pay.
Yeah, like A-list celebs.
Yeah, A-list celebrities pay a ton of money, stay in 5-star accommodations, first class flights, everything, and then there was some screw up or something like
it's just
that.
everything started to go wrong.
Everything unraveled, and like when people got there was like nowhere to stay.
Yeah,
there was like a tent,
total
one
disaster.
tent.
You got to see it to understand it. Total disaster.
Yeah, and I think the guy was like brought up on charges.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah. So definitely check that one out next if you haven't seen it. All right. In the meantime, that will do it for the Marc and Lowell Show. Please go to Facebook, go to Twitter, friend and follow us over there. And if you need that information or any other information, Marc and Lowell, just go to marcandlowell.com.
And if you want to get me on all the social media,
I'm getting in a lot of trouble here, but I do it for the viewers. Guys, let's send it back to you.
And thank you to Jonah Berger.
Hey, and if you want to get me, you can get me on www.mochastreaksonmajockeysshorts.com.
Hey, Reed, that's enough with the marshmallows, okay?
Amplifiers.
Yeah. All right, that's it, Reed.
Now they've fallen.
That's enough with the marshmallows.
And a big shout out to Buzz Burbank, RJ Diaz, and everybody else who helps us with this show. For Lowell Melser, I'm Marc Ronick. We will see you next time on the Marc and Lowell Show.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's a good one.
Flashback.
Sloane's so funny. She says chocolate. She says chocolat.
Really?
Like French. Yeah.
Really? That's so funny.
It's
Wonder
really
where that
weird.
comes from.
Yeah, I know. She's like, I would like some more chocolat. I'm like,
Does she watch something that's like accenty like that?
I mean, all the YouTube videos, it's crazy because like she'll be watching her iPad and then I'll start listening and like whatever she's watching, it's in German, then it's in Russian, then it's in French, then it's in Spanish. Like she's like all over the place watching all these different videos.
That's kind of cool.
So maybe she picked it up. I don't know, but she calls chocolate chocolat.
Chocolat.
That's so funny. So I heard a story about a kid who talked with a British accent, an American child.
Yeah.
Who just watched Peppa Pig all the time.
Oh, and he caught the accent.
Peppa Pig.
Yeah. And so
well, it's funny. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because my kids both watch Peppa Pig, and whenever something like good happens, Reed has said before, "Oh, that's brilliant."
Oh, really?
Oh,
like,
that's funny.
How they say, like,
right,
yeah,
right. That's awesome.